What's the goddamn button? What's the goddamn button?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lied.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late. They cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Peace and blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Saturday. I hope you're nice and warm and cozy. I got to give a special shout out and thank you to the men and women who scrolled doing their shorts, their reels, their timeline, and they came across this page and they hit that button. I want to say thank y'all. Appreciate you for your support. Shout outs to my poets, my writers, my content creators. We're going to celebrate this 3K Monday. Start the week off fresh. We're going to have the whole crew in the building. I got someone performing on Monday. And we're going to start the week off sweet. It's going to be a dope topic. And I'm excited about the direction that we're going heading into 2026. This is going to be for the record books. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to everybody here. You see the title. I'm going to bring that up on the big screen. We're going to chop it up for a bit. I do thank you for being here. Grab you something to snack on, something to drink. Let's get this up here real quick. You see Mr. Derulo here. I haven't heard from him, nor have I seen him around in a while, other than a few posts here and there on Instagram. But this one resurfaced just recently. And I thought, seeing as how the whole Diddy documentary came out, I would go into a different direction. I know everybody is talking about that right now. I felt like we needed to kind of pivot a little bit. So, I'm gonna play this clip, but the ultimate message here is be careful who you attach yourself to. Let me go ahead and run this real quick, and then I'm gonna share my 2 cents. Hold up. Make sure I got my audio on. All right, cool.
Not too long ago by an artist that was like hired to your label that was dismissed
twice.
What did you learn going through that?
Never work with women.
Oh, come on.
There's truth in every joke. But it's a sad truth. Like, I will never be alone in a room with a woman that I work with, like ever again.
Why?
It's too risky. That case was dismissed twice in 2 different states. And there's hardly no mention of it online. When that case was brought up, it was on every single blog, every single front page. And I lost so many brand deals, relationships off of a story that was not even slightly believable. She said I sacrificed a goat in a sexual ritual. All people read was the headline, right? And that's all it takes to lose everything. That's a crazy concept. I lost millions of dollars off of an arbitrary story that some woman told. Like a crazy, crazy story that some woman told. So, with that being said, how can I be comfortable being in a room with a woman that I work with and not feel like she can just say whatever she wants? It's like, it's not worth it to me.
There's a loss.
We've been down this road 1,000 times, and unfortunately, it's not going to go anywhere. You can't stop it. You can minimize it. You can slow down the process and the potential for it to happen, but it's never going to go away. There's always going to be opportunists out there. Hold on a minute. Let me get this right. There's always going to be opportunists out there. What do I mean by that? Individuals who have a purpose. The question is, are they operating within their purpose? What does that look like? Is it righteous? Is it holy? Does it come with strings attached? Did they make a deal? You might think that these people that you're working with are the best of friends. They have the greatest intentions for you. In all reality, most of them probably are just there to distract you. They're attractive, they're wealthy, they're physically fit, they're boisterous. They have the personality and the character, one of great folklore, one that tribes kill over, one type of characteristic that draws millions and millions of people towards them. You might think that these people have nothing but great intentions for you, and the whole time they were sent by something or someone who only looks at you as a disposable asset. Let's say you don't want to sign on to their program. You want to create your own lane. You want to make money the right way. Maybe your creative ideas just don't mesh with theirs. Maybe you don't even want a part of their advances. Maybe you had a horrible relationship with them. There's a different factor for every case. But what I'm getting to with this one right here, anytime that you are trying to do business with someone, you have to be very, very careful with how you move and how they move. Everything that you got going on has to be on solid ground. You cannot afford to waver. You cannot afford to doubt your process. Otherwise, anybody who comes into your circle, they can poke holes in it and then have you sinking along with them. You see stories like this all the time. Dudes get sent up the river. They spend life behind bars. Some of them have been put to death over the lie of a woman. Now, you and I know that this doesn't mean that every single woman on the planet is a Delilah or a Jezebel or operates from that spirit. We know that. I know it. And if you, for whatever reason, think that these type of conversations are specific to a worldwide group, I don't know what to tell you. Common sense would offer you reason. I know when I listen to these conversations on these variety of platforms that they're speaking specifically to this type of woman or this type of man. I know they ain't talking about all men. For whatever reason, though, we put everybody in the same glass jar, but you know that's unfair. Every man and every woman out here doing things the right way, they got honor, they got respect, they got pride, they believe in God, they believe in their family, they believe in structure. Them men and women are not out here manipulating and playing around with folks. They ain't got time for it. It's too much going on. Way too much going on to be doing bad business. I don't have time to be doing bad business. I don't have time to be looking over my shoulder to see if you're trustworthy. I don't have time for that. Unfortunately, we've already been down this road a million times. You've been played, you've been manipulated, you've been cheated on, you've been lied to, you've had people walk away from you, not support you. If you've made it to 2025, you over the age of 25, 30 years old plus, you already know exactly how the world works, how humans operate. The woman that he's speaking on, we're just going to focus on that archetype. Can I be honest with y'all? I don't really expect too much. I chase and pursue greatness, but what I really would desire is have a better relationship with God Himself. I would like for him to lead me better. Just off of the strength that he knows me better than I know myself. And he knows humans better than humans know them. They we swear that we got it all figured out, that we got this life thing in a chokehold until the test come, until the right temptation shows up, until the right opportunities come up, the right job, or you get put in a, it's either him or me, or you got to pick and choose what side of the fence you want to play on. Or that gold nugget gets waved in front of your face, then you find out very soon how well you know human beings. This woman, whoever she was that he was doing business with or attempting to do business with, she is a representation of a spirit that is in rotation throughout a lot of ladies out here. Conniving, possessive, manipulative, lacking empathy, common sense. You think you're above and beyond everybody. You can't have reproach. Nobody can talk to you. Nobody can move you or maneuver you because you are, by your own definition, everything that humanity could ever ask for and dream of. Even though we know that's not the case, but you're so blindsided by the luxuries of life that you just treat people the way that you want to treat them, and you categorize these men and these women that you do business with and you're in relationships with as cattle. You send them off to the slaughter, prepared to just give up the ghost, all so that you can maintain a certain criteria and a level of validation for yourself to partake on as you see fit, using others as pieces on your board to maintain and continue on in the pursuit of wealth and glory, self-satisfaction. Let's put it that way. All it takes is a lie. All it takes is jealousy. All it takes is, I feel like when you were chastising me, you really meant that I was this and I was that. I feel like when I had intercourse with you, that you were my property. You belong to me. You can no longer deal with any other woman out here. I feel like because your voice rose 2 decibels, that you were being violent towards me. I feel like, feel. And you already know you can't move off of feelings. You can't make decisions off of feelings. Whoever this young lady was that he was dealing with, she knew the assignment. She understood exactly what would happen. Then all it takes is you to get on the internet, type a couple of words out, maybe stick the phone in your face and position it in a special, unique way do your makeup, then tell the world, oh, he cuts the heads off chickens and he practices voodoo and he does all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. And because of the name attached to the clip, it's going to do his numbers. It's going to get in rotation. You can't make it up. And on top of that, it takes a special type of narcissistic person to go out of their way to destroy you using words, using covert tactics to paint a picture of another person in such a bad light that it costs them, and not in ways where you send a whole van with a bunch of men to snatch them up on the side of a road and beat the hell out of them. No, you go corporate. You attack them in their finances, in their contracts. You attack their brand, their last name, their social media. You use your feminine ways to make people feel sorry for you. You bat your eyes and you talk soft, and you make sure that when you release the tears from your eye ducts, that the 20 pounds of mascara that you plastered and applied runs down perfectly from cheek to cheek, while also making sure that the filters that are applied to your social media accounts complement every single drop that comes off of your face. Then you masterfully choose keywords, hashtags, attach them to your post, send it off. Now what? You got million, thousands of people watching these clips, and most of the time, people will believe the allegations before they even hear the facts. Now, you've put all of this out here meticulously. You don't go into this without being concise with what you're trying to address and accomplish. So these type of women will have feelings towards something, and then they will execute it, and then spend the rest of their ongoing days acting as if they ain't did nothing wrong. They're standing up for themselves. Now, if this was true, I'm all for justice. I want to see the guilty punished. I want to see them in prison. If you need to go, you need to go. When you are doing anything outside of that because you're jealous or because you're envious or because you're bitter or hurt, you're violating. You might not even be bitter or hurt or jealous. You just might have that spirit in you that is just there to tear that person down. Let me say something. If you're fighting demons and you got a lot of struggle in your heart, she's definitely a bird. Definitely a bird. If you got a lot of struggle in your heart, you going through something, and the grace of God is keeping you, and you fighting and you fighting struggles that nobody knows about. Nobody's helping you. Nobody's encouraging you. Nobody's lifting you up. You're essentially doing all of it by yourself. And you somehow, some way managed to come out of all of that pain, all of that doubt, all of that hunger, all of that struggle. You're on your last. The pain, the humiliation, the embarrassment of being broke, being in just some of the most harshest conditions, you managed to find your way out of it. And then you start to elevate and you start to masterfully, through God, create something that nobody ever thought you could make. You, of all people, you better have a level of, you better have a level of strength and discernment like no other, because Satan is always trying to destroy anything that is good, especially if you're not living for him. Always. That's his only mission: rob, kill, and destroy. And he will send children, he will send adults, he will send money, he will send toys, he will send all types of temptations to get you off your square. You in Jason Derulo's position, I don't know what life is like for him or how it's reflecting on his finances or his career now. But I know one thing is not what it was before. And why? Because of a woman. Because of this specific one. This specific one came with her own assignment. And that was to make sure that if she couldn't make any money off of him, if she couldn't use his name to create her own success, if she couldn't get anything out of this, she's going to make sure that his life is never the same again. And a lot of people operate the same way. A lot of women specifically too. Folks don't understand when you move like that, you can do it, but it comes at a cost. Period. So my man don't have the same opportunities anymore. And on top of that, he's not even guilty. Those cases, dismissed? But it don't even matter because it's already out there. The damage has been done. All because she said it don't even matter if it's false or not. It's the fact that she said it. The perception of having that title attached to your name destroys people. So if someone calls you a pedophile, but you know damn well you ain't no pedophile, you ain't never touched no, but because somebody put it on the internet don't give a shit about that. They don't care if you're really a normal person or not. They don't care. All they see is this fancy font, this nice little picture frame with the titles and captions in there, and then they'll have you with all types of little designs and stuff. You know how the internet is with giving the impression that this is clickbait, rage bait. They just want to draw the audience in for just whatever reasons. They don't care. All they're gonna see is what? This person is what? Oh, that's it. They don't care after that. You mock for life. They need to. They need to. There's too many innocent men in jail, too many innocent people in general, lives ruined. You imagine 10, 15, 20 years of your life, you built your brand, you built communities, you built connections with all of these adults, all of these partners. You did all this good in the world. And then somebody just comes out and lies on you. One lie just erases everything. Now you're nobody. Now you're, oh, you talking about the asterisk such and such? Yeah, him, her, over a lie. That's crazy. And then on top of that, you dismiss and you fight. You spend millions and millions of dollars to clear your name. We're talking about folks that's intentionally trying to destroy people. You go out here, you do everything the right way, the legal way, to defend your brand, to tell your family, mom, dad, sister, best friend, I'm not a monster. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. You got to go up against all of that. Then when you get out the smoke, you clear your name, but it's still too late because the name, just the idea of this being attached to that person is not going to look good, and people are always going to remember it. They hurt the women that it actually happens to, thinking they do. Yeah. So here's my thing. So Jason Derulo does a interview, and in this interview, matter of fact, I'll do you a solid. I'll run it back once. I'll run it back one more time. I don't want to put no words where they don't belong, and I just think it's disrespectful. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Right is right, wrong is wrong. But these type of people we need to be looking out for on a regular basis. We got good hearts. We have the best intentions, but sometimes we be having the wrong people around us, and that shit right there will screw you over every time. Hold up. I'm gonna run it back one more. Let me see. It's fucked up because you ain't I'm not going out here purposely trying to screw nobody over, but there's people out here that really be money hungry. All they care about is getting over on people. Let me play this real quick.
Not too long ago, by an artist that was like hired to your label, that was dismissed
Twice.
What did you learn going through that?
Never work with women.
Oh, come on.
There's truth in every joke. But it's a sad truth. Like, I will never be alone in a room with a woman that I work with, like ever again.
Why?
It's too risky. That case was dismissed twice in two different states. And there's hardly no mention of it online. When that case was brought up, it was on every single blog, every single front page. And I lost so many brand deals, relationships off of a story that was not even slightly believable. She said I sacrificed a goat in a sexual ritual. All people read was the headline, right? And that's all it takes to lose everything. That's a crazy concept. I lost millions of dollars off of an arbitrary story that some woman told. Like a crazy, crazy story that some woman told. So, with that being said, how can I be comfortable being in a room with a woman that I work with and not feel like she can just say whatever she wants? It's like it's not worth it to me.
There's a lawsuit.
And that's where we at. Right there. And I said it at the beginning of the stream. I know it ain't all men and all women that moves like this. But there's a lot of them that move like this. But people tend to forget and act like, these things don't happen. They happen way more than you think. Now, he got off easy. He could still be out here and show his face. He's still going to make money, but is he going to make the type of money he could have made if this never came out? All it takes is somebody to say you did this. Like, you can't go to the police as a guy and say, "Oh, this woman grabbed my junk. Oh, she rubbed up on my thigh." They're gonna laugh at you. You can't get on the internet and say a female groped you. The nigga Mario was just on stage not too long ago. Somebody's wife was in the audience and grabbed that man's dick. Literally, she grabbed this. We're gonna do a stream on that. She grabbed that man's junk. Whole married joint though. He told her stop. He ain't call the police on her. He ain't get her kicked out or nothing like that. But you think Mario, or do you think a regular dude can go to the police? Yeah, or go to. Nobody's trying to hear that from a dude. So the second she says what she says, guess what? It don't really matter if he's guilty or not. You're guilty just because she said the shit. And now he's in an uphill battle trying to survive and make sure that he can put food on his table. Yeah. So when I see the arguments in the comment section and women be saying, "Oh, you just sassy. You just sassy. You gay. You gay. You this, you that. Why are you always trying to take up for why is it always about women? Why is it why do you do that?"
Oh, that does sound good. I'll be right back with that for you.
Stop it. Nobody is dumb. The gaslighting does not work on folks who understand how this shit is, man. People be wanting to come up. You want the easy fix. You can't be too nice to people no more, because if you are overly nice, they take advantage of you. If you set boundaries as a dude, oh, you're sassy. Is this, is that. Y'all don't want us looking at y'all in the gyms. We don't fuck with y'all in the gym. You don't want us talking to you, so we stop talking to you. You want to be treated equally. You want to be here on par with men. All right, pay the tab. Let's split it. Do that though. You're sassy. You're not following tradition and blah blah blah. Jesus Christ is absolutely Lord. 1000%. You got to start learning how to discern your friends, discern your family. It be your family, it be your coworkers, it be your boss, it be your cousins, it be the love of your life. Those be the ones that screw you over every time. Every time. And then, like, just so you know, I'm not tripping. Y'all been on social media just as long as me, or probably longer. So if you've seen one, you've seen them all. You've seen the stories. There's stories where women will lie to get a dude knocked off because she felt like he was supposed to be with her. There's stories of women admitting that they are out here spreading HIV to people. There's stories out here of women telling you, look, I lied. I told my brother. I did a story on that one specifically. Woman said, I lied and told my brother that my boyfriend was cheating on me. So guess what? She told her brother that he put hands on her, knowing that she lied, and she was only pissed off because he didn't want her going through his phone. She told her brother that he put hands on her. So her brother gets a friend. They kill the boyfriend. She gets slapped on the wrist. Boyfriend gone over a lie. That's crazy. But of course, you think when men are having these type of conversations, we're out here just trying to bash you. No, it don't apply to you. And if you're offended, then maybe there's some things about you need to figure out yourself. My old boss had a millionaire friend in Boston, owned lots of houses and properties, wouldn't go into any spot alone with them. That's Brittany Renner is another one. You can't make it up. Bro, I get on here, I do these reaction videos, and the shit that I be seeing, I'm like, this can't be real. The stories that these motherfuckers be telling, I can't comprehend people being that dense or that freaky or that violent or that manipulative. Like, social media for women, man, they tell on themselves all the time. They will tell you how trifling they are. They will tell you how much they are liars. They'll tell you they only want your money. They will tell you exactly how they feel about men. They will literally tell on themselves every single time. Social media is a drug to them. I think men would be way better off without the internet. Women would not be able to survive without the internet. They come up here and they vent and talk about everything. They talk about their periods. They talk about trains getting ran on them. You think I'm bullshit? I did a reaction video to that shit. Slim told a story about how she got a train ran on her by 4 dudes. And she's laughing and joking, and it's funny. They get a high off of the comment section. They get a high off of dudes being in their comment section saying, I'll take you out. I don't mind if you slept with this and that. I don't mind if you. It was an Instagram train. It was two women that was in prison. My guy, they're in jail. I don't care if they're light skinned. I don't care if they have a nice body. My nigga, they're in jail. Y'all talking about paying for their commissary. You talking about waiting for them when they get out. You talk like, come on, man. So nah, I understand where he was coming from. I know why he said what he said. I get it. I completely understand why most men would prefer to go to work, come home, mind their business. If you got a friend or two that you locked in with, cool. But you can't have everybody in and out of your life, especially if they don't walk with God or they don't have no type of relationship with him at all. They'll tear you down every time. If I ever in my life was to get rich, I would probably be the loneliest millionaire in the world. Respectfully, I thank you, ladies. I thank y'all. I thank you. I thank you. Thank you for being arrogant. Thank you for being prideful. Thank you for being a smart ass. Thank you for hypergamy. Thank you for being picky and choosy about how much a person got to make. Thank you. I don't want to be 6'8". I don't want to be an NBA player. I don't want to be a street dude. I don't want to be a drug dealer. I don't want to be this and that. I'm cool. Thank you for showing me who you are. Thank you for revealing to me and the rest of the men out here with common sense what to look out for. Appreciate it. That's more money that I can keep in my pocket. Sitting up here paying $300-$400 for a dinner and this, that, and the third. And then on top of that, you start to make this type of money. That's when everybody want to be around you. Soon as you start making some motion, as soon as you start doing something, then everybody wants to notice you. Nobody knew who you were before. And as soon as you start getting the likes and the views and, oh, look, I always believed in you. I always knew that you was going to do this. But where were you when I was down on my ass? Where was the motivation? You couldn't send a brother $2. You don't pick up your phone. You don't get a text message back from none of these people. You don't see a single fucking soul until you start doing something. Now I'm here. Now you want to do business. Oh, now you want to collaborate. I don't think so. There ain't gonna be no collaborating over here. Ain't gonna be no brand deals. It ain't gonna be no partnerships. I'm not putting you on. I'm not doing none of that. If you wasn't with me when I was eating fucking ketchup sandwiches,
Car park there, mate. Oh, fuck off!
I'm good. How many times do we got to get screwed over before we learn? I think bro figured it out. I think he's at that point. Just listening to what he said. I think he reached that point where if he ever does decide to work with women again, it's never going to be in a intimate environment. It's going to always be a third party. But ladies, what you ain't understanding is while you getting on everybody else and you have such an issue with us speaking about this type of manipulation and how it's destroying people's lives, what you could be doing is talking to your sisterhood and chastising them so we don't have to do it. You go over there and have the conversations with these women. You go over there and talk to them. You correct them. Then men wouldn't have to. Men wouldn't have to say a word because you already on it. You know women better than women know themselves. It's not rocket science. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the real ladies out there, man, that be holding the other ones accountable though, because I see y'all and I appreciate it. They don't want to hear what you got to say, but they got to. And you know what's unfortunate about this? You stiff necked and your heart is hardened to hearing anything from anybody else. You're just gonna keep sticking your own foot in your mouth. Nobody is gonna ever be loyal to you. You're never gonna have a solid friendship, a solid relationship. Nothing is gonna be sustainable for a very long time because of your character. As long as you have that shitty character, guess what? You're never going to be comfortable ever, because you're always going to be wondering when somebody's going to screw you over. You spend all your time screwing people over, you ain't gonna be able to rest. You can front like you are with us. Nah, I know better. So good for him. Oh yeah. You know why they hate? You know, no, you know why. I know why. I don't like the fact that you're being exposed because you're not used to it. You're being forced to be held accountable. And this is what's going to continue to happen. Because first of all, we're getting tired. We're getting tired of being treated like we're just nothing. We risk our lives every day for y'all. We trying to do the right thing for our communities. We trying to just be honorable out here. I'm not talking about Chad and Tyrone and them. I'm talking about the ones that really be locked in 30, 40, 50 hours a week. I'm talking about them. We out here really just going to work, trying to make sure the infrastructures in society stay afloat. Y'all on that bull, and you want to stay on it. For real. You don't want nobody telling you what you're doing wrong so that you can continue to live in your delusions and you can continue to play people, manipulate people, extract every resource that you can get out of them, and still complain that you're not getting the fair shake. Guess what? A lot of us, we done with it. So you trying to say we sassy and all that is not going to work. It's not. We know what gaslighting looks like. We know what it looks like to deal with somebody who is on the fence. Nothing but Jezebel spirits, bro. Nothing but. That's why you don't want nobody to tell you nothing. Oh, how dare you tell me if you don't like me for who I am, then I ain't the one for you. Nah, you're not. Your attitudes stink. You need to be humble. You're not as attractive as you think you are. Yes, your past matters. Yes, lying is a bad thing. I don't care if it's a small lie or a big one. Yeah, you did bad. Hell with that. So anybody, I say this: if you making money, don't tell people you making money. If you're really doing something, then you got a small few that's been with you for years. Exactly. I ain't got nothing. I'm home. Yep. Yep. Fuck that. Because people are looking for opportunities to use you, man. If they ain't pouring in you, then there's nothing to discuss. This man was just trying to work. Something happened there, and then she tried to ruin that man's life. He's lucky. He's lucky he's not one of those guys who spent 20, 30 years of his life in prison, and now he's 70 years old, 80 years old, about to get out of jail. This nigga don't know nothing about the society that we're in now. That man spent most of his life in prison. He gets out, he probably won't even be out free a whole year. All because somebody lied. So yeah, these conversations do need to be had. Because if you building anything, you got to protect it by all means. If you got a good heart and you're doing things for the right reasons, you got to protect your brand. You got to protect your family. You got to protect your mind. You got to protect your spirit. You got to protect your property. You got to protect your future. And some people are temporary. Some people are there to test you. There's people that's going to come in your life and they're going to see, well, can I get him or her to stop pursuing their dreams for me? Can I get them to focus solely on what I want? Can I get them angry? Can I get them bitter? Can I get them so fascinated with my body that I take them away from their projects, from their business meetings? Folks are grimy out here like that. There's humans out here that do some real monstrous shit. So I'm not mad at bro. I'm not mad at them all. I wish him the best. I hope he actually learned from this. And as far as the woman there, if she ain't got her karma, she will. And women like that. But again, like I said, it ain't all of y'all, but y'all know you're either friends with them or you used to be friends with them or you used to be like that. And get it together. You'll be all right, bro. You'll be all right. Look, I don't know your situation. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna close out. The ones that love you and the ones that actually are there for you for the right reasons, the actions will speak for themselves. Their actions will always speak for themselves. You don't have to go out of your way to convince them. You don't have to force them to do nothing. You ain't got to be constantly on the phone or tech. They will make it very clear how much value you are valued, I should say. Period. I don't have a circle. I'm cool because I already understand how this shit works. When a person is riding with you, there's an ebb and flow. There's just an ebb and flow that's just so fluent. You'll recognize it when you see it. It's undeniable. When people are wishy-washy and manipulative and they got other agendas, they breadcrumb, they have these inconsistencies with how they interact with you. You gonna be straight though. Matter of fact, I want to like in a year, maybe even less, depending on your motion, brother. Stay on your grind. Keep doing what you doing. But don't let the flesh get to you, man. That flesh is a beast. That flesh done took down kings. That flesh done took down kings. From the NBA to the NFL, all the way back in history. Salutes to you. Salutes to everybody who pulled up in the building tonight. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. I'm taking tomorrow off, but we celebrating. We celebrating. Lord willing, Monday. We back. The whole crew. It's gonna be lit. I'm excited. And I'm grateful and I'm very humble for everybody who's been interacting, who's been showing love, who's been considerate, who's been consistent. I just want to keep building, and this wouldn't be nothing without y'all. So I don't look at nobody like subs and nothing like that. Y'all fam over here. So hopefully I get to hang out with y'all this week. I'm going back in the lab tomorrow, get some more recordings done. I spend most of my time locked in. Can't afford to just be sitting around. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Enjoy your Sundays. And yeah, we up out of here, man. Be careful out here.